Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the show. This is Two Sushi Rolls podcast, if you guys didn't know already. This is George E., your host, and I'm here with my lovely co-host and wife.
Leslie E., and I'm the mama bear.
That's right. And today we finally got a guest that I've been dying to have on. He's an old friend of mine. We went to school together. We're both old geezers now, dude. We're almost 30.
Yeah.
Mr. Joe Cepeda, thank you for coming to the studio, man.
Oh, thank you for having me here.
Oh, man. I've been dying to have you on here, dude. Like,
I appreciate the invite, too.
No, man.
Consideration. It's,
yeah, and I know you're
reason
busy.
Why I'm here.
And I know you're busy as hell, dude. And you came here from pretty far away, dude. Pretty damn far. So we appreciate you being here. Before we start the show, we'd like to say that today's episode, as always, has been sponsored by BasicRoofingTX.com and BasicRoofingIL.com. If you guys have been, hit by a storm, hail, or you guys are in the Carolinas and need somebody to come by, give you a little bit of aid, these are the guys to call. You guys want to visit BasicRoofingTX.com. And BasicRoofingIL.com. Their phone numbers are 630-742-0477. And you can also reach them at 210-240-4124. That's BasicRoofing.com. All right. So you brought some goodies here. Now, I brought some goodies as well. I want to first say that in the studio right now, guys, you guys can't see, but Mr. Jose here, he's a Modelo guy. All right, and I respect that. All right, so I made sure that I brought some tall boys here, some Modelo. We got some Michelob Ultra. We got the Red Bulls. We got the water, and then you brought some goodies, man.
Yeah. Thank you very much, too, by the way. But
oh, no problem, dude. So what'd you bring us? You said you had told me before you had a little bit of a surprise, and now we got some stuff here. It looks like food. It smells good. What do we got here, man?
Here's a surprise. Just a few things I brought over there from my neighborhood. Things that maybe obviously probably can't find around like this area, this county.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure. Is this Will County? Or?
No, dude. This is something else.
Yeah.
This is Bufu County.
Oh, okay. I know Cook County, Will County. That's it. But yeah. Because anyway, here, I bought some stuff around my neighborhood. Side of the hot sauces here. I'll start off with this right here. This is it's an Ecuadorian tamale. I guess they call these ayacas.
Mayacas, but it's like a tamale?
Ayacas, yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Ecuadorian tamale. I've had these are pretty good. It's with chicken. I like how they're in the banana leaves too.
I love it too, dude.
Yeah,
they always taste better that way, man.
Yeah.
They always taste better, because they call them what, Oaxaqueños sometimes, right? Yeah.
And aside the Oaxaqueños, there's those Guatemalan ones too. I like those.
Okay.
And if anything, man, I kind of feel like I like those better than Mexican tamales.
For real?
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
No, I'm down
they're
for
delicious,
that, dude.
They're delicious.
I mean, dude, if you had me to choose between, Mexican cuisine and Asian cuisine, I'm gonna hands down choose a lot of Asian cuisine before the one I grew up with, because that's just what I've become comfortable with. I've fallen in love with that. So I don't blame you. I mean, if you found something outside of Mexican tamales, dude, I respect that, dude. We're breaking boundaries.
Yeah, no, and I completely, I respect that, because I'm the same way too. Aside, like, from the tamales too, you'd be surprised with, like, the new stuff you try. You'll perhaps like it better than something that's related to of your culture. Like, for example, rice is a big one. Like, Spanish rice, it's good and whatnot, but I've gone to, there's a good amount of African restaurants around kind of east of where I am. I guess around maybe the Edgewater area. And I've tried, I guess it's African rice. It's called jollof rice. I'm not sure pronouncing it correctly.
Yeah.
And it's so good. It's spicy too. And it's
spicy,
like,
yeah.
I think I like this better than Spanish rice. It's crazy, but breaking the boundaries, it's
And they make a lot of African food has a lot of stuff that's almost similar to like mole.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
like
hella
stews
spicy,
and
they put it on the rice and all that.
Delicious, yeah.
Yeah, dude. There's one thing about certain foods where like they stain your fingers.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's really good. Like Indian food does that too. You're like, oh.
The mole comes to mind in that one. Especially.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, come off your hands.
Yeah, man. If it stains your hands, folks, you're trying some legit shit there, right? No matter what part of the world the food came from. All right, so we got this. Once again, what would you say it was?
Ayacas, I believe they're called. They're Ecuadorian tamales.
That looks really good. And
Yeah.
what do we got else? What else do we
And
got?
we also got here. This is called maduro con queso, I think.
Oh,
It's literally,
this is good.
it's literally, a plantain with
cheese.
literally cheese,
With
yeah.
cheese on it, yeah.
I know, like, it might look kind of like strange at first. Oh, banana, like a plantain
No.
with cheese, but it's delicious. It's so good.
Fun fact: I am Mexican, but my uncles actually married into. They're Puerto Rican and I believe Dominicans. Dominicans. So this stuff I actually did grow up on in New Jersey, actually.
Oh wow.
With all the Boricuas and stuff, they would
Yeah.
eat stuff like this. A lot of stuff like this, man. My aunts used to make all this kind of
Yeah.
tostones and stuff like that. So, and what part of the world is this?
That's Ecuadorian too.
This is Ecuadorian
Yeah.
as well, man. This looks so good. You're gonna love this. And what else do we got here?
And this is literally, I think it's called bolon mixto. It's literally like mashed. I think it's like plantain. There's pork skin and cheese in it.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's good too. It goes good pretty with the sauce. This is pretty good. It's
With the
decently
little-
spicy, but I have a big tolerance to spicy, so it might be
no,
maybe too hot for other people. But
For me.
yeah, it definitely go good with this.
Well,
And,
I've completely destroyed my insides with spicy food over
Yeah,
the
me
years.
too.
I've had surgeries. Like it's
Oh,
gonna
I've
affect.
had surgery.
It went
Yeah,
too
see,
far.
I went too far. I didn't know when to stop. I was like those dogs that they know the food is hot and they keep trying to eat it.
Yeah,
and
they
stuff.
just keep eating.
Yeah, I'm one of those dogs.
Okay.
It went too far. Yeah.
All right, and then what's this over here?
I go with this first. This is a little snack I like to get. I get at this supermarket near my school called Seafood City. It's a big Filipino supermarket. It's delicious. Like many
Oh,
restaurants in there.
I've been noticing
It's-
you've been eating a lot of Filipino food
It's
lately,
really
right?
good because I think more of the people I got to know in my school are like Filipino and Asians versus Latino. It's pretty funny.
Very
But,
similar though.
Yeah, very. Yeah, I'd definitely say that. And this is the kind of snack I like. It's basically shredded like smoked squid.
Oh,
It's like a
that
dry
sounds
too,
good.
and I got a spicy. This one's good. I mean, it's decently spicy, but it's delicious. In case you guys squid,
Okay.
yeah, it's delicious. Definitely try it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to share this with you guys.
Most man.
Mo's like, George. Now this looks good. This looks good. This is something I can. Damn.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much.
And so do you go to
This
that
is
market
awesome.
all the time?
Since it's really close to my school, I would
Oh,
maybe like for
yeah.
lunch. I would.
Nice.
This is really cool. This is gonna be one of my favorites.
Yeah, we'll post a picture because it looks really cool.
Yeah,
it has
we
like a
will.
little squid on it. It's
Yeah,
really
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, man. That's one of the things that I'm not surprised that you're liking a lot of Filipino food because their culture is very similar to ours. I mean, they had Spanish conquerors go through there as well.
Yeah.
And if you go there right now, if you guys don't know, the Philippines actually uses the same money system as Mexico does, which is pesos. I don't know if you guys knew
really?
that.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
Philippines uses pesos. Yeah. And I think that's why, I mean, I've never met a Filipino who has had trouble learning some kind of Spanish. I've had a lot of close friends that are Filipino who grew up in our neighborhoods. And I mean, these motherfuckers talk some good Spanish. I got a Mongolian friend. His name's Jason. Well, his real name is Zorik Ganzorget, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Really cool guy. But he's Mongolian. This guy is fluent in Spanish, Polish, a little bit of Russian,
Yeah.
English. Man, dude, this guy is, I mean, no offense, Chino, but you ain't the smartest nigga out there.
I like how we
I
just
don't know.
called
Yeah, I
them
don't
like
know.
3 different names.
Yeah,
like
he-
people are like, where do they get all these names
Yeah,
from?
yeah. I'm not gonna disclose what he does for a living, but he makes really good money. I mean, he's in high rises in Chicago and all that, all while still keeping it hood somehow. But anyways, cheers to you, Chino. We're gonna be drinking some beer. Let's crack these open, man. I saved
Yeah.
this to crack these open, so let's get these all going.
Cheers. It's
All right,
Modelo time.
he's got Modelo time, fool. There we go. That's the sound. That's the sound of the buzzer, y'all. We're getting started here. And these are tall boys. Let's get this.
Oh,
I gotta get some here.
I have water, so I'm a little bit more tame.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Oh man, it's been a while since I've had this. I don't drink that much anymore. I've had a history of just going out of control with my drinking, and I've learned like a lot of discipline, dude. I mean, I'm pretty sure you remember growing up, like everybody was probably like, "Is George retarded? An asshole?"
Never heard of
Like,
that.
what's going on with this guy? But No, man. I think I did used to go a little bit too overboard, but I think I found like I guess like a middle ground in my life where I can kind of like get a footing on life overall, man. Which is something that I'm always encouraging people to basically do, man. To live like a happy life. I wasn't happy before, man.
Yeah, and I've actually I listened to the episode too of you guys spoke out, and it's like wow, it's
yeah, man.
being able to be how you are now. It's
it was
it's
tough, man.
something, yeah.
Yeah, man, it was tough. Matter of fact, that episode where we actually went a little bit deeper on ourselves, mainly me, man. It was difficult, dude. I was not gonna publish it. Like I literally went through 2 sleepless nights. Like no joke, dude. Not even to exaggerate. And I was like, I literally had a notebook in front of me, and I was just like writing my notes. Like, should I not fucking publish? This is shit. I overspoke. Maybe I put in a little bit too much of myself into the episode. And everybody just kept telling me, he's like, no, put it out there. You fucking keep talking about how you want the show to be raw and organic. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. Whether I posted something that was a lie, where it was like supposed to shine and make me look like I'm perfect, I'm gonna catch hate either way, man. And if I say I'm a fucking asshole, I'm gonna catch some kind of hate. Yeah. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna put out there what I've been through, and I feel that I've been through a lot, but it's not what you've been through; it's where you're going. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that that's definitely I've focused on that, man. And I always try to get all the people around me, man. And I give people the shirt off my back, man, if I could, dude. I've been in some of the most difficult situations, so whenever I see somebody who's in need, I offer them help. Any way that I can, man, any way that I can. And, that episode was difficult, man, but I'm trying to go towards a better route in life, not like how when we were growing up, I know I was getting into, like, a lot of shit, a lot of fights. I lost a lot of friends, man. Like, you remember Irwin and, all the guys and all that. I lost a lot of friends. Paco, I haven't talked to that guy in years, man. I haven't talked to that guy in years, and he was my best friend. Like, we grew up, like, down the street from each other. And
I remember, yeah, that's funny because I do remember, actually, on my way here, I was, like, starting to remember, like, all the times that I remember seeing you and Mario. I hope he's doing well, by the way, too. I do remember those times. I used to, when we started playing, and I think we were juniors in '07, me and him. Uh-huh. And, Paco. Mm-hmm. And I remember the times we swung by your house because you guys were like so close.
Yeah, man.
Pretty much neighbors.
And we're fucking crazy ass little kids, dude. I mean, that's young, dude. That's young as hell. Like if I had my kids in that age, which they're almost there, and they were doing half the shit I was doing, dude. Oh my god,
I'd have a heart attack.
I would too, man.
I would have a heart attack if I found out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. He was my best friend, man. He was like my best friend, like sleepovers all the damn time, and I don't think he would mind me saying, but dude, one of the main reasons we lost him as a friend was because of the route we were taking in life. And part of me doesn't blame that dude, because he straight up told us, he was like, I'm going in a different direction in life. I want to mature. I don't want to keep doing this stuff, which you can't blame somebody for wanting to do that. They're trying to better themselves. They're trying to distance themselves from that stuff. And I've always talked about it even on the show, like, do that. And he straight up told us, man, he was like, you know what? I'm going different places. You guys aren't doing shit, basically. And I guess at the time I was really angry. I was like, fuck you, what? You think you're better than me? But it wasn't. He was really trying to distance himself from all the chaos that we had going on around us, man. And I don't blame him, man. I really don't blame it. There isn't a day where he isn't brought up in a story, man. He was there through some of my toughest times. My first born son, he was actually, he was in his life a lot, man. I mean, that was Uncle Paco, And, man, wherever he is, I really hope that he's doing really well. I really do, man. I really do. Really good guy. It's crazy, though, because last time that I actually saw him, it looked like he was going through a rough spot. Because I had seen him at Fiesta Market, and I was like, hey, man, what are you doing? Oh. And he's like, good, man. What are you doing? But he said it so what are you doing, expecting? And then I'm like, oh, I'm good. And I'm driving a Volvo S40 fucking turbo. I just bought a house. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And he was kind of like, oh, yeah, I got this going. But, you could tell there was kind of like, shit, all right. but you could tell he was going through a rough spot. And then I talked to Erwin then later down the road, and I was like, hey, man, what's going on? I was like, man, he's really hard to get a hold of. But, he's doing okay now. But I don't know, man. I haven't seen him. I haven't talked to him. I don't know what's going on with him. I wish him the best. I'm friends with his sister. But I still somehow don't know shit about him. Like, his sisters don't even post about him. I'm just like, dude, what happened to him? Se lo tragó la pinche tierra. Yeah,
Actually,
man.
to see them not too long ago at a Best Buy here in Bolingbrook. Sometimes I come like every other week just because my family still lives there.
Oh, gotcha.
And yeah, same thing. I was catching up to him too. It seems like he's doing pretty well. I think he's in UIC. He's like studying computer science or something like that.
No way.
Yeah, I know that stuff's not easy at all. So
no, definitely not.
Yeah, I think he's like kind of working part time also, and the same thing too. I know I should be getting. He's asked me a few times. Let's get together. It's been a while. Let's grab lunch or whatnot. And it's kind of like, I know I live a little bit far, but, he's the guy I grew up with. So, I feel like I should communicate and be a bit more.
Yeah. I think that's one of the struggles of becoming, becoming an adult, man. Like I said, dude, we're almost fucking 30, dude.
Yeah.
We're almost 30. I'm
knocking
about.
on the door.
Yeah, how old are you? You're 28?
28.
I'm about to turn 29 this November. Next month, I'm 29, dude.
Yeah, April.
Old.
See, man. And I literally feel like I'm just like, dude, really? 30? I'm about to be 30 years old? Like, what the fuck is going to happen to me? Like, and I've not like a midlife crisis, because this is definitely not midlife, but I've thought about it, and I was like, hang on, I'm almost 30. What have I accomplished? And I started to do this checklist where, like, I compared myself to, like, other famous comedians, and I'm like, well, hang on, this person had this by this age, and this person. But then I realized that, like, the big major guys, like Bobby Lee didn't get Mad TV until he was 32.
That was a good show.
What?
Yeah, he didn't get that until he was 32.
Oh my gosh.
Tom Segura didn't get his first Netflix special until like 34, man. Like, that's what kind of brings that confidence back up.
Trevor Noah's in his 30s.
Yeah, Trevor Noah's in his 30s and he's doing stuff. But Bobby Lee, I was telling the story. Did I say it on the podcast last time? Trevor Noah, dude, he started because of Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee actually brought him from. Bobby Lee has gone to. He's gone to Israel to do comedy, and he went to South Africa to do a tour, and he met Trevor Noah, and he was like, "Hey man, I really like your stuff. Got to bring you to the U.S. and get you stuff." And then look, Trevor Noah's like way bigger right now than Bobby Lee. I think he's had like a mass explosion, but
I did not
it's
know
because
that.
Trevor Noah says controversial stuff, but it still stays pretty clean, so to speak.
I'm like, I don't
Where
know.
Bobby Lee, if like he's got a rough crowd, his dick's coming out.
Yeah.
It's like, it's Bobby Lee, dude. He got fired from Mad TV because he shit on himself. Like while doing that, you remember that? What was it? The Connie Chung, where she'd like do this.
Chung.
Yeah, he dressed up as a girl, and it was like an Asian lady doing the news on Mad TV.
No, I don't
All
recall
right.
that.
Well, he was going through. He had an addiction with opioids, like with OxyContin and Vicodin.
wow.
Yeah. So when he was getting clean finally, because he was
Oh my
like,
God.
I'm about. He basically said, I got to get clean because I'm going to lose this fucking job. And Mad TV is like one of the main things I got going as an actor right now. So he starts cleaning out, and then when you detox from that stuff, you get explosive diarrhea. And so he was live, Matt TV's live, So he's live and he starts the thing, and I think he recounts the story, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Connie Chung," and then I know we're just
Splat.
He's like, I shit through the nylon stockings he was wearing under his skirt. He's like in front of live TV, and he's like, as soon as I finished my skit, the producers were like, "Get your shit, get the fuck out." And he's like,
Literally.
he's like, but that wasn't. He's like, the craziest thing is like, it wasn't the worst thing ever. He's like, that when we had like new actresses joining the cast of Mad TV, he's like, one time he's like, I caught one in the room. She was eating yogurt, and she was sitting down, and it's like, and when she grabbed and took a spoonful, he walked up, grabbed her from the back of the head, and farted in her mouth and made her cry. Like, this is the first day on set. So he's like, so I don't know why I got fired for shitting on myself. Like, I farted in people's mouths before. What's going on?
It was the last straw.
So, but yeah, like I was saying, I compare myself to, like, man, what are these comedians doing? And I've actually been refining, I've been trying to finish writing a clean routine. Not necessarily clean, like, as in, like, oh, it's going to be clean, because definitely it's not going to be fucking clean,
Not
folks.
family friendly.
Not family friendly at all. But I am trying to refine some comedy skits. And it's crazy, man, because for the longest I didn't tell my dad about any of the stuff I was doing. Like, I'm like, he's not gonna give a shit. He doesn't care if I'm out there doing stand up. He's not gonna get it. And one day I was talking to my mom on the phone. My dad's over here at work, you know, snooping around, hearing my conversation. He's like, "Oh, you're doing comedy now?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I didn't tell you because you're just gonna talk shit." "Oh, I like comedy." And I'm like, "Oh yeah." So he's kind of been letting me know he likes comedy, right? Well, then yesterday, the day before yesterday, I'm sitting down with him and we're eating. And I'm like, you know, I found some new bits. I'm like, I'm writing some new bits. So I start giving him like literally like maybe like 4 or 5 minutes of my routine. Not even a smile was cracked, dude.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm like, you don't think that's funny? And he's like, yeah, it's funny. And I was just like, okay. I'm like, tough crowd.
Yeah, like tough crowd.
But I'm telling, I mean, like, dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, I'm like. It's not the worst jokes, man. They're pretty fucking hilarious. I mean,
they're pretty funny.
They're pretty fucking funny, dude. And
Your dad's just hard as fuck.
yeah, my dad's just like, yeah, I don't get it. I'm just like, damn.
What kind of comedy is he into then?
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, as Latinos, you know, a lot of street jokes always start with Pepito.
Yeah.
So my response to, you know, obviously he's over here like, oh no, I don't get it. So I was like, oof. I'm like, all right, tough crowd. I'm like, maybe it would have worked better if I started the joke with Pepito. And he gave me this look of like, okay, fuck you, you know? I mean, like, well, how the hell am I supposed to, you know, literally perform a joke in front of you? You don't get any of it. And maybe it was because I was talking about dicks and all.
But what about, what's that joke that your dad told you at work? It was like involved like 3 people and... No, I thought your dad told you a joke at work.
My dad knows a lot of jokes. He's funny. I'm not gonna lie, he's funny. But I mean, it's not material that he wrote himself. You
Just
know, like
But he found that funny,
the street jokes,
but
yeah.
not you funny.
Yeah, no, and my dad's always been good at that. And my dad can improvise really well. Like when he's on a good day, like he you know, I booed and all that shit. Like Mon Camille, he's really good. Like if they had gone the route of stand-up comedy in Mexico, they would have done really well.
So that's where you get it.
Yeah, but he doesn't get my kind of comedy, which is fine, you know, because, I mean, like, dude, some of, like, the giants, like, you know, Joe Rogan and Tom Segura. Tom Segura constantly has his mom and dad on the show, and he's like,
I never knew that.
And he's like, you know, tells him a joke and stuff, and his dad's like, yeah, I don't get it, buddy.
Yeah.
And he's like, you don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it. He's like, all right, what about this one? And he, like, fucks with him, and he tells him a blonde joke, like a street joke, and his dad's laughing. He's like... So you're laughing at a generic street joke, but you're not laughing at some original comedy.
And Tom Segura's big. I love Tom Segura's comedy. Man. He's really funny.
Do you ever check out any comedy when you're out in Chicago, man?
I probably should because I know there's like shows around like I've seen, but I guess I never really haven't taken the time to go to one. But I am curious. I would like to go to one just to experience.
You should, man. You definitely should, man.
Take George with you. Yeah, you both should go.
Yeah, dude. In April, Tom Segura's coming to Chicago.
Oh, okay.
And if you ever do check a comedy show, man, definitely go to one of his.
Yeah.
He's got like a dry kind of humor, but it's kind of like monotone, but it's hilarious. I mean, his punchlines, dude, they're crazy. They're crazy, man. And there's no holding back with him. But yeah, he's coming. He's definitely one of the people who I definitely recommend. Bill Burr. Bill Burr is an angry motherfucker, man.
Yeah, I've never heard his comedy, but from his personality, I don't know how it would be.
It's hard.
It's the same.
Yeah, they call it rage comedy. They call it rage comedy.
Okay, that would make sense because this guy is very mean. Like, I don't know what the heck is wrong with him.
Well, there's there's a lot of stuff. I don't want to get too locked into comedy because, you know, but yeah, no, man, definitely some stuff. Though there is some stuff, like, I don't know, how well do you go on, like, how much do you know about memes and, you know, videos that are going viral? Do you keep up with that kind of stuff, or are you too busy for that?
Like memes, I mean, those are pretty, like, straightforward. Those are pretty funny. I think a lot of people who know me, like, I'm sure they know that I laugh at the stupidest memes.
Yeah, dude, I mean, who doesn't, man? Yeah, I mean, who doesn't, man?
A lot of them are funny. I mean, like, the viral videos, it's kind of like, I mean, there's so many ads on Facebook now, and
yeah, right?
I don't know, I guess the internet on my phone's, like, slow at times. It kind of makes me, like,
not want to watch it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth unless it's, like, a big craze, but even sometimes, then I still won't.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
All right, well, one of the videos that I want to set up here is actually about. I think this was in Canada, if I'm correct, Mo. This is in Canada, right?
It was just Talk Toronto, so.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not too sure what part of the world this is, but I guess there were some protesters there. There, I guess, were like about women's abortions and.
They're against it.
Yeah, they're with abortion. Like they say they're allowed to have abortions, but the girl who comes up recording, she's a pro-lifer.
Oh, right.
She's basically saying like, no, you shouldn't abort babies, whatever, right? So as the video starts, you're gonna notice that the chicks are basically telling this fucking gay dude who is clearly wearing leggings, Uggs, and a purple sweater. All right, guys. Later on in the video, you're also gonna see the guy has snake bites. This whole fucking outfit makes no fucking sense to me whatsoever, but whatever. But yeah, so this guy's there, and you could already tell that the people that he's there with protesting, they're already kind of telling him, like, hey, chill out, kill him with kindness, and this guy doesn't get the hint. Go ahead, I'll play the video for us.
It's hard to confuse everybody.
But still, it's better to be, you want to kill him with kindness, remember?
That's right. What?
They actually have people filming you the whole time. Which
Cool.
is why I say kill with kindness.
Guess what? Hey.
Destruction of private property. It's against the law.
Somebody gets raped by somebody and they're like, I'm a 16-year-old and I can't have this baby. Think you should keep it?
It's a baby.
Yeah.
If someone is raped and she gave birth and she decided to kill her 3-year-old child.
Boom!
Get your phone! Meant to kick your phone!
Do not touch me!
Yeah, roundhouse.
He fucking kicked that phone right out her hand.
No, yeah, I mean, no, he like cocks his glasses straight, pops his tongue to the side, sets his dominant foot, and just launches, right? Now, what I find fucking hilarious about this, I mean, look right here. Look at his face, dude. What the fuck? Like, what necklace is he wearing? He's wearing what? Is that like a fucking pentagram on his... This guy doesn't make sense. He's a living contradiction.
His whole outfit.
His whole fucking outfit. Like, this is a guy who should have been aborted.
Oh.
And he's promoting abortions. And what the fuck? None of this makes... He's wearing leggings, people, with Uggs, a purple sweater, pentagram necklace, snake bites. What the fuck, man?
And the morning glory in his hair.
Yeah, this is fucking weird, dude. All right, so I saw this video, right? And I was laughing uncontrollably, dude. All right? I watched this video where most gentlemen watch their source of memes, which is on the shitter. And I'm in the bathroom, I'm laughing. Right? And I'm in the bathroom, and I start laughing my fucking ass off. I was like, dude, I'm like... this is fucking crazy. I'm like this. So then today I run into this super edit of the fucking video. So check this out.
It should be good.
If someone is raped and she gave birth and she decided to kill her 3-year-old...
Launch. Bang.
It's supposed to be some like Dragon Ball Z kind of
thing. What the
I've never seen that before.
What is going on in our world today, man? What the fuck?
And he's like, I meant to hit your phone.
I meant to hit your phone. And
like, what?
And all the people he was with, you can hear him. Call the cops. No, fuck this. Call the cops. Like, dude, your people don't even support you. Like, that's when you knew you fucked up. Jesus Christ. What are some of the protests? Have you attended any protests before? What are some of your views on that? Especially what's been going on in Chicago.
I haven't really attended many of the protests, but I definitely am in support. But I mean, I guess the only way for people to really listen, you have to get the word out.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people who are kind of against. It's like, why protest? Don't protest. Don't do this and that.
Right.
But it's kind of like, it's just because they don't relate to
right.
these problems that are going on, and I feel like that's why these protesters need to do this.
Yeah.
I mean, the awareness needs to be there.
Yeah, you know what? One of the things that I talked to her about when I first met her was that I think I think I have a perfect voice for what I'm about to say. I'm very light skinned. Growing up, I was more light skinned than what I even am right now. But one of the main things that I noticed growing up was that if I'm around Mexicans, I understand Mexican culture. I'm from Mexico. I was born in Mexico, raised here. So I'm aware with all the difficulties that, our fears of white people and, like, growing up and telling people, like, don't tell them this, don't tell them that, like, all these kinds of fears, man, that we were, especially being immigrants, dude, growing up, knowing and stuff. And dude, it was scary growing up. Like, you couldn't tell people. Like, my mom's like, dude, if people ask you, you were born here. And I never understood it, dude. Being a little kid, you're like, why? What the fuck does that matter? Mom's like, no matter what, you were born here. They ask you, you were born in Chicago. You were born in Chicago. So we always had to have these lines of communication, right? Well, then I would go to school, and nobody believed me that I was Mexican. They'd be like, you're not Mexican. I'm like, no, I'm Mexican. But, they would find all the kinds of excuses, like, oh, your accent doesn't sound Mexican. Or, as they would say, you don't sound Spanish. Or do you speak Mexican? And I'm like, yeah, I speak Spanish. I speak Spanish. Yeah, I eat fucking beans every day. I do this. Like, what the fuck, So growing up, it was one of those things where either people didn't know or I had told them before and they would just kind of put it in the back of their mind, not really, pay too much attention to it. And growing up, I can honestly say that I've experienced white privilege. So people who say that that's not a fucking thing, that's bullshit. I've gone to stores and I've been with my mom where she, like, I'm behind her. She's going to do her transaction with her stuff and I'm behind her and I have my stuff like my deodorant, my razors, whatever. And we're going to do two separate transactions. And I see the treatment that, like, the white cashiers would give my mom in front of me, and then I would come up and they would give me a completely different mask. It's real. I'm like a 100% advocate. I'm living proof that it exists. I'm not fucking stupid, dude. I've been in cars with my Mexican friends, dude, growing up, where people thought I was the only fucking white kid in the car. You know what I'm saying? And I saw the treatment that I got in comparison to my friends. I'm not stupid. I know that this shit exists. You know what I'm saying? So when people are like, "Oh, white privilege doesn't exist," bullshit. You just don't. You think it doesn't exist because you've been in this bubble, And it's one of those things where, just like how I can see the changes and stuff from, like, white people towards Mexicans, I also have grown up to see the stuff that Mexicans have towards white people, which is not only just fear sometimes, but sometimes it's very resentful at times, dude. I mean, I understand where it's coming from. These people are, like, literally living in fucking fear sometimes. Some of these people are most of these people are definitely not criminals. They're literally just trying to make a good living, raise their kids, trying to make each day count, going day to day sometimes, week to week. And I've always tried to look on both sides of the fence. So whenever I have, like, my white friends who are like, nah, man, see, look, I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. It's because we're paying taxes and you guys are just living off of them. And I'm like, first of all, let me stop you there. We pay taxes too, bro. How can you pay taxes if you're not legal? And I have to give them this whole speech, but I'm like, dude, look, there's this thing, it's called an ITIN. I'm like, you pay your taxes with your ITIN. I'm like, you work, you still have to pay taxes. I'm like, matter of fact, I'm like, I know more Mexicans that pay their taxes than white people. I know some white people who are evading shit. I'm not going to call no names, but I know some people who are doing some crazy evasion.
But I once explained that to someone.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, so why do I care? Well, but you just went up to me telling me that you don't like it, and now automatically you don't care because you found out they do pay taxes.
Right, which is asinine. You get what I'm saying? And they always have this thing of, that, you should come in here legally, or you should do things by the book. You motherfuckers, do you not understand that's not an option every fucking time?
Can't just do it overnight.
Right?
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. My dad's right now going through his process, right? It's almost a 2-year process, man.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what you need to say or to, like, tell them or show them for them to understand that,
They won't.
And they just won't, and they just refuse to.
Yeah, it's one of those things where they've been living in their bubble and their environment for so long that anything outside of that, they're not willing to believe it due to fear, which it's understandable.
Yeah.
Or through just pure ignorance, man. There's a lot of things, man, that I see a lot of people talking, like, completely, like, out of place on, and I'm just like, whoa, you totally do not know how this works, do you? And it's crazy, man. But a lot of people, my bad, I hit the mic. A lot of people really don't know what the hell is going on. And I think it's one of those things where until we actually open up an unbiased conversation about how things actually are, how things work, without fucking bringing in any other topic other than just pure education, it's always going to be a back and forth. It's always going to be a back and forth, man. And but I always tell my Latino friends too, man, I'm like, we have to respect this country too, because a lot of the times these people get resentment because they feel that they're not being respected. And one of the analogies that I always use is, let's say that you own a house, and one day you hear noises in the basement, and you go into the basement and you found out somebody broke in and is living in your basement now, right? And you go down there and you find out that they're living there. And you're like, oh, they got kids, they got families, right? And you're like, listen, I'm not going to kick you out. Just don't bring any craziness into my house. Keep it clean. Follow the rules. And that's what you're expecting, And then one day you find out that, they're not following the rules. They're breaking crimes in your house. They're doing this. They're doing that. They're destroying it. You're going to be pissed, right? You're like, first of all, you came here uninvited. You're ruining my home when I gave you a chance to just play by the rules. And I feel that that's where a lot of Americans get some of that resentment. And and growing up, my parents always told us, we are guests in this country. So you have to respect the rules. We have to respect, their laws. We have to respect their culture because, we're guests here. We're invitados, you have to, it's like when you go to somebody's house, you take off your shoes, you have to be respectful. And I feel that that's been getting lost with a lot of people, man. And I would tell my friend, I'm like, he'd like be driving down the fucking street with a system, playing fucking corridos, man. And I'm just like, dude, don't do that. People are going to hate us because of that. And they're like, nah, it's something so trivial. It's just music. I'm like, dude, when was the last time you saw an Indian or an Asian immigrant, or Indian, when was the last time you saw an Indian blasting a system with his, you don't hear that. When have you seen a fucking Asian dude blasting some shit in the system? Like that. I'm not saying that not zero have done it. I'm saying it's very fucking rare. You don't see that. They respect the laws. They respect the land. And I feel that, dude, as Latinos, we need to realize that there's other ways that we can respect the land to be accepted a little bit more. And, I'm 100%, man. I'm not saying everybody has to break, but we all have to bend a little bit for each other, man. I mean, we're literally coexisting in a whole country that, I think that the moment people see that the moment that we prove that we're actually bringing in some kind of progress into the country, we're bringing, stimulation to the economy, that we're actually bringing good and that we're respecting the country, why the hell would anybody have any issues with us?
I think even then they're going to have issues.
And you know what? That's a sad reality that maybe you are right.
They're just never going to be happy. That's why.
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
Because, different.
Yeah.
Different.
And it's one of those where it makes me really sad, man, but it's so much unrest here in the U.S. and it's getting worse, man. It's like it fluctuates. It like goes down, comes back up,
and then
goes
comes back at full force. And then,
Yeah, man. It's crazy, man. Us as humans, we're destructive. But
yeah, I agree. And kind of reminds me of that the verdict from was Friday yesterday. What is it?
Oh,
yeah, Friday.
Yeah, that was another thing too. There was a lot going out, especially
with Kavanaugh.
No, with the cop.
With the cop, he got charged.
He did get charged.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, when I was hearing a lot in the news Thursday night about him, like, there's in a lot of neighborhoods and whatnot, there's getting a lot of police there, people working extra time and whatnot, because they're getting ready in case there's in case this guy were to be not guilty and whatnot,
and protests would explode.
Yeah. So then I've seen a lot of cops there within my neighborhood, and just on my way back home from school that night, it's like, damn, shit can get probably might get really crazy. I was under the impression basically the city's just getting ready to handle mass riots because they're gonna declare this guy not guilty and whatnot. Yeah. But I'm glad though. Guilty. There's just no reason why he should not be guilty. But but another thing too, it's people. I don't know if they might feel appeased because he's declared not guilty, but think about the time he might do, but how much time he'll actually even be locked up,
Right. And it's not so far-fetched to think about the riots that could possibly happen. I don't know if you remember back in the day, the LA riots.
Yeah.
That Korean guy did a school shooting or something like
Yeah.
that, and then like it was like Koreans were shooting, cops were shooting, all this crazy shit. Dude, I mean, it's one of the biggest riots in history, the L.A. riots. It's not so far-fetched to think that could have happened in Chicago, especially especially knowing our violent nature that we have here in the city.
Yeah, like it would have gone crazy.
I was seeing people all over Facebook literally talking about if he doesn't get that guilty verdict, burn fucking Chicago down.
And what the hell was that going to do, though?
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys. Like, fucking have some common sense, dude.
Like, it's okay to protest. I don't have any issues with protesting,
exactly.
but do not
peacefully
destroy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Yeah, you start burning shit down. The next thing you know, building with innocent civilians and kids are fucking getting burnt down because what? You guys found a perfect opportunity to fuck a city up.
And people's argument with that is, why do you care more about the city than people's lives? And I understand, like I kind of understand, but at the same time, you kind of look bad. You're not getting anyone's.
But and this is something where I think other cultures could literally take a good point of view from, like, the African American community. The African American community has been so fucked over the years. But what I've seen a lot of powerful blacks do is they infiltrate the system. What's the best way to make changes in your neighborhood? Is go to fucking high school, go through college, end up being somewhere where you're part of your town, you're a judge, you're a lawyer, whatever the case is going to be. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
It's literally, I mean, if, what SLC Punk, I believe the name of the movie was? Man, I can't remember what the name of the movie is, but basically these kids were like all punks, and at the end of the movie, I think it was the actor was Matthew Lillard. He ends up getting a suit and tie job. Can't beat him, join him, right?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But in the end, it doesn't necessarily have to be if you can't beat him, join him. Is if you can't beat him from the outside, join him and defeat him from the inside, man. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the issues we're having with legislation and judges. We need to get people that are our age, who are scientists, who are doctors, who know what the fuck they're talking about, not just some saggy, bald old man who's in his fucking 70s and 80s trying to tell us what's best for us,
Taking off glasses that aren't even there. I don't know if you see it.
It's like, dude, we need it, and I highly encourage everybody who's out there, if you're a young person, dude, and if you feel like your voice isn't being heard, if you feel that you are just, overall you're just not being taken into consideration in this country, then do what you need to do. Finish school, go into college, infiltrate the fucking system.
Yeah, it won't be immediate.
And make change from the inside. And it sounds crazy to say you have to be the fix, but it's like I've been saying in past episodes. Start figuring out how you're going to be the change. Don't wait for the change to come. Don't bitch that the change isn't coming. Figure out what you can do to be the change. I've been seeing, when I first met her, I wanted to open up a nonprofit organization. Where I said, I'm like, I really want to go into unprivileged, neighborhoods, and be able to get kids and teach them, how to wear a suit.
Yeah.
How to tie your tie, do a resume. How to be young, but looking at how you can become an entrepreneur. How to get backing for even a small business. There's kid entrepreneurs out there, if you guys didn't know that. There's kids who are out there who are 12. And of course, yeah, they got their moms and dads who are helping out. But these kids are opening up businesses nowadays. And the only thing that I ask you guys is literally go out there and be the change. And I wanted to help kids because when you come from an unprivileged area, you feel that the whole world is fucking against you. You feel that it's unfair and there's never going to be any kind of change.
And there's a lot of anger.
And from that anger, look at what happens, man. And, even us growing up, man, it's like you grab that anger and you realize, nah, man, I'm going to do something different. And not only am I going to do something different, not only for myself, but for everybody. My tios, my brothers, my sisters, my cousins, everybody, man. And I feel that until everybody gets that mentality and stops expecting the whole fucking world to take care of it for you, that's the only day the change is going to happen, man.
Agreed.
I mean, look at Chavez, man, when he started getting rights for Mexicans in the fields, man. It's like, what was his number one thing? Dude, peacefully. Don't put your hands on them. Don't do any of that. Show them that you're more fucking civilized than them. It worked. It worked. Violence isn't always the fucking answer. Burning down a whole fucking city isn't going to be the fucking answer. If you have a fucking infestation, you don't burn your whole fucking house down.
Even though you want to.
Even though you want to, you know? You have to go about this tactfully, people. What's going on, Mo?
I gotta make a clear distinction about that. When you go from protesting to burning stuff down, from damaging things, most of the time you're protesting for a political reason, correct? The definition of terrorist or terrorism is one who commits act of terror for political reasons.
Right.
You go from a protester
To
a terrorist. Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah, real fucking quick. Which is one of the things that, like,
That's a good point. That's a really good
people
point.
were, like, doing this whole Antifa shit. And then, like, then there was, like, the fucking right-wing version of it. It's like, calm the fuck down. You guys are carrying tiki torches. And then some guys are like, we're Antifa, we're going to be doing this. First of all, calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down and do shit peacefully, man. Killing nobody is going to fix shit, man. It's not going to fix shit, man. And I think that there's a lot to fix in the United States. But everybody needs to do their fucking part, man. Dude, I'm getting drunk off this beer, dude.
He went too deep.
It's a delicious cold beer.
I like
Nice
how
and deep.
in previous episodes we talk about we're not going to get too political, and then George got drunk. And
I'm like the opposite of the racist fucking uncle that comes to the party.
He's the
Let me tell you, I'm the opposite. Let me tell you all about your rights.
That was supposed to be my show.
I don't know if we could segue a little bit, if that's all right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We didn't really discuss this before, but do you have any, paranormal stories? Anything? You live in the city, so
Yeah.
do you have
That's true.
anything?
Yeah, that I honestly not a person who believes in like paranormal type things, ghosts. Maybe because I've never witnessed anything myself or come close to it. I know my mom's told me, I think my sister might have told me, like they might have a story too. But I mean, I honestly don't never really had any kind of an experience.
But can you tell us a story that you've been told by your parents? I mean,
Anything?
No, I was a kid when I was told that. I know my mom told me a few when I was a kid, but I was maybe 11, 12 years old that time. But
I mean, I'm the same way. I've never come close to anything paranormal.
yeah. And that might be the reason why
Yeah, me too.
I feel like, yeah.
Me too. But yeah. So what do you?
you had a submission, no?
Yeah. That's what I was like.
Oh,
I
All
have
right.
feelings.
Well, we're going to go into submission now while you actually search that up, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick little ad break. Once again, folks, you know the drill. We want to remind you guys that our sponsors are BasicRoofingTX.com. These guys right now are in the Carolinas. From what I've heard, they've already been doing a fuckload of roofs, guys. They've actually gone on people, made sure that they've had water, power generators for people who have been struck that hard. They've helped people get into hotels, all covered by the insurance company, as should be.
Yeah, of course,
All
you're
right.
paying for that. So.
And now, like
Yeah.
we told you guys before, sometimes these insurance companies will make it feel as if you're not going to get the full thing because they're going to get adjusters out there and they're going to try to get you as little money back. But the good thing is Basic Roofing TX they go the extra mile to make sure that they fight with your insurance company to make sure that you get a maximum amount of coverage on your home, meaning that they're going to cover everything, all right? And they're going to fight nonstop. I mean, these guys are doing it nonstop, and they're going to get you a full fucking refund on your roof, make sure that everything gets taken care of. I've seen some of the damage. It's been trees through roofs, complete roofs being blown off. Everything from that to minor shingles have been blown off, and the houses need to be tarped up and, get some of that stuff done,
But even minor stuff like that will definitely cause
Yeah.
more damage in the future.
The good thing about Basic Roofing TX also is that they use modern technology to make sure that even the shingles that they use are hurricane proof, guys. They use top of the line shingles, so you are not going to get some cheapo shingles that are just going to blow off next time. They use architectural, I believe it's what it's called. I don't want to go too much into because I'm a dumb fuck when it comes down to this stuff. But these
But
guys,
they're the experts.
They're the experts. You guys want to contact them, all right? Their Texas phone number, once again, is 210-240-4124, and you make sure you guys let them know you guys were sent by Two Sushi Rolls podcast. They know exactly who we are, as should you. In the Illinois, that's basicroofingil.com. And you guys can go ahead and give them a reach at 630-742-0477. And remember, folks, even if you don't know if anything's wrong with your roof, maybe you see a little bit of a water spot in your ceiling, give these guys a call. They're going to do you a complimentary check on your roof. They'll inspect it. They'll take photos. They'll show you what's going on, free of charge, just so you guys could have a little bit of peace of mind, make sure that there's nothing wrong. So remember, folks, if you guys have any of these issues, don't forget to go to basicroofingtx.com and basicroofingil.com. Thank you.
All right. So this story was submitted actually by a future guest. He's going to be here soon. His name is Colin. And here we go. So when I was a kid, maybe in 6th grade, my family and I went to Georgia. We were visiting family, and we all decided to go visit a good friend of the family's whose husband recently passed. So we showed up at her house, and we were going to have dinner after she gave us a tour. So we went around the house, then we went to the basement. It wasn't some scary basement. It was remodeled, and it looked like a nice apartment down there. Now, while we were down there, I decided to go into one room that looked like an extra bedroom. She said it was the room her husband would sleep in when he got home late from work, and he didn't want to wake her up. I looked around and couldn't find a light switch. When I turned my head to the left, there was this figure that was clearly an older man. He had no hair on his head, and his eyes were wide open, almost like he was terrified. His mouth was tightly shut, and it scared the shit out of me. So I closed the door and walked away very calmly. And that was the only time I've ever seen a ghost. And I asked him, how can you be so calm? I mean, you're in 6th grade, so you're 12 years old, and this is the first time you've ever seen a ghost in his recently passed house. So, I mean, it must be the husband. And he was like, well, I was this one kid always trying to prove a point. Like, I always wanted to be tough. And if I saw a ghost, like, because I was the same way as a kid, like I cut open my legs and got like 30 stitches, but I was the kid that wanted to prove a point and not cry. But if I saw a ghost, I'd run out of there because...
Tough bitch. You're a tough bitch.
Right.
And folks, if during that scary story you guys heard some shuffling, that's us getting into this good-ass food. We are getting tipsy here in the Two Sushi Rolls podcast studio. And, man, this is one of the greatest gifts, dude. It's food.
Right.
Oh, my God.
Because
look at all this.
Another thing, too, that I brought here, these, I feel like, probably the best thing that's come out of Chicago.
Oh, man.
Not pizza, as much as people are going to hate me for it. But
no, hell no.
These right here,
You're tripping, dude.
These jibaritos that were made in Chicago by Puerto Ricans. These are probably the best things I feel like the city has to offer. And yes, I definitely go this over pizza any day. These are the jibaritos. This one's steak, and then this one's with lechon, pork.
Okay.
Figured to buy one of each just so you can try it. These are 2 favorite ones. They're pretty good. I mean, they have I know there's people who might not like mayonnaise, but it's good in some things. There's like, I think some of these have lettuce in it, tomato and onion, and a lot of garlic. It's so good.
Yeah.
So,
look, first of all, I'm gonna tell you one thing. You don't have to be worried about having to explain all that stuff. We are not picky eaters.
I'm not assuming that.
Yeah, one thing that I fucking hate is picky eaters, dude. I hate them, dude. I hate them so much.
Yeah,
I mean, to a certain extent, I understand. You're not gonna eat a dog's dick or anything. Like, I understand, guys. There's certain shit you don't want to go towards. But I'm talking about when people are like, "Ew, I don't eat broccoli." Why?
Or the food's touching.
Like, come on, people. Shut the fuck up. Grow up.
My only issue is texture. I have, like, texture problems.
What's the craziest thing you guys...
The craziest thing?
I guess not crazy, but the most kind of like bizarre, like
the
out
most
of the
bizarre?
ordinary, yeah. I don't want to put any disrespect on anything saying crazy.
I've eaten scorpion.
Oh, okay.
I've eaten albino scorpion. I've eaten snake. I've eaten alligator. I've eaten what else? Basically all the exotics, man. I think that
scorpion I haven't had.
Yeah, I don't think that there's an exotic that I haven't tried yet. Horse? I haven't tried horse. I haven't tried horse. But no, basically all the exotic meats I've tried. There's actually a place in Chicago I recommend where they actually do hot dogs, but it's all literally like exotic meats. Alligator, like it's alligator hot dogs. snake hot dogs.
What?
Dude, I'll find you the name. I'll find you the name.
Send the link over.
Yeah, but it's definitely in Chicago. That's one of the things that I definitely like. But other than that, dude, yeah, I've tried a lot of exotics like that. But my favorite, Gator.
Gator, okay.
Gator, dude.
I'm not a very exotic eater. I think the most was when we went to that trip in Wisconsin. There's like that beef jerky place. But they had like all different kinds of
They had like
jerky.
emu and buffalo.
The deer one's my favorite.
Yeah, that's the one I had, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
I think that's the most exotic. It's not very
my
exotic.
dad's made that in the garage before too.
No way.
Really funny, yeah.
Nice.
My dad's a big meat guy, so I think that's how I kind of. I mean, first when I was a kid, I was actually like, I would thought I was a pretty picky eater myself. But I mean, I kind of always having to eat within the house because that's how parents like ours.
Eat what I
You
made.
eat this or you starve.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's either this or nothing. So, and yeah.
So do you think that's where it stemmed from, your exotic eating?
I feel so because it's kind of even my parents know. Like I used to not eat any kind of vegetable. I was picky with meat. I wouldn't eat anything spicy. I wouldn't. But now it's kind of just having to eat, because that was no other choice.
Yeah.
And and I'm very thankful for that on my parents.
Oh yeah.
Because then basically now I eat pretty much
Anything.
like anything you kind of just throw. As long as ketchup is the only thing I know I don't.
Ketchup?
Yes.
What? Out of everything?
Hey, but that's so Chicago though. That's so fucking Chicago of you, man.
That's just the only thing I know I cannot have with anything without. Like
Really?
besides that, I mean, many things I had. I mean, like brains, any kind of organs.
Yeah. And you know what though? I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I was the same way as a kid, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, something as simple as lentils.
Yeah.
I hated lentils.
Tomatoes?
Tomatoes. I hated tomatoes.
I mean, he told me a story where he didn't eat lettuce until he was like 12. So,
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been a picky eater, but now that I've experienced, and I always tell my dad, I'm like, I'm not gonna go to eat with anybody you bring me. I'm like, if they're not gonna be an adventurous eater, don't bring them by. And it's funny though, cause I'm not gonna name any names, but he's brought a few people sometimes who we go out to eat together.
Yeah.
And like when we go to an Asian restaurant, it's like, oh, what are you gonna have? And they're just like, I'll just have some
Orange chicken.
Yeah.
General Tso's
Yeah,
chicken.
so some stupid, and I'm just like, and dude, I'm not even joking. I just like give him like the nastiest stink eye. And my dad just kind of goes like, he kind of just like sinks in his seat like,
he's like, oh shit, they embarrassed me.
They embarrassed me. I'm gonna get wrote about this so hard. No, but I love my dad. My dad's pretty good about being an adventurous eater. I tell him
I want to eat sushi with him really bad. I want to.
You eat sushi with a professional right here.
Oh well.
I need to learn a thing or two from you guys because sushi it's something I don't mind eating. I just don't feel like I have any much knowledge of it. I just if I see it, I'll just grab it, eat, and try it.
So,
but I feel like this the ones that are all of them are all of them raw fish.
Not all of them.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
See, I don't
so
know
some
this.
of them are hot. Some of them are hot rolls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And those are good
those.
too. There's some people I've met people who get into it and they're like, I don't need any of the cooked ones. I'm like, some of the cooked ones are good. What the fuck are you talking about? Spider roll. Spider roll is really good. If you get it at the right spot, they'll literally get a mini crab and they'll deep fry it so well, and they put it outside of the roll that like you could literally like the whole crab, dude.
Oh, okay.
The little baby crab, you can literally grab the whole thing and eat it, and they fry it to the perfection where it just crunches. There's no like sharp texture or anything like it. It's so delicious, man.
That's my biggest craving when I'm pregnant, and they always tell you can't eat sushi when you're pregnant. But I've done it with both pregnancies.
Have you ever made homemade beer battered fish?
Oh, I haven't, but I
Look,
it sounds
it's this
good.
simple, and the recipe's here on the podcast if you ever need to go back and listen to it,
yeah,
right?
definitely.
Dude, look, listen. You get flour, just regular flour,
Yeah.
okay? Grab like a nice, like if you fill up, you gotta fill up a big bowl because you're gonna be breading the fish in there, right? So you grab some flour, just throw in a good amount of flour. Grab like half a fistful of pepper, black ground pepper, drop it in there. Half a fistful of paprika, drop it in there. All right. Then you grab some salt, drop it in there. All right. You got basic seasonings in there. Nothing
Yeah.
crazy. Just pepper, salt, paprika. Pretty fucking basic. That's in the flour now. You mix it up in the flour. The flour is dry. What you want to make sure is that the flour doesn't look white anymore. That there's an even distribution of like
Yeah.
black pepper, paprika. You notice that the flour is now seasoned. All right.
Yeah.
If you need to add any of those extra things into the flour, do so. But the flour cannot look like just white. It has to look like it's seasoned. Once that's all in there, grab your favorite kind of beer. Modelo, whatever. You grab your fucking beer, dude, and start pouring it in there. And you start pouring it in there slowly and start mixing it up. What you want is almost like a pancake batter, like a medium to thin pancake batter. And you grab thawed tilapia or even cod. Cod is really good.
Cod is my favorite. Yeah,
Get
by
cod.
far.
Get cod. That's how I make them.
I love it.
Grab your cod fillets, all right, and you grab them and you dip them into this beer batter that you just made. You got to make sure you have your oil nice and hot and ready already.
Yeah.
Drop these things in there. Fish cooks quick.
Yeah.
Really quick.
You're frying it even quicker.
Fish,
And
shrimp.
and of course you know what batter's supposed to look like, right? Golden,
Yeah.
crispy. The fish is gonna be good on the inside. This is gonna be the best thing. It's so simple.
It's the best
Best.
thing ever. I
dude.
love it.
And and the crazy
And then
thing.
maybe make some mussels on the side, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'd be going ham in the kitchen.
Yeah. When he makes seafood, oh, I get so excited. I eat all of it.
Oh, and I'm not talking about no half-ass shit either. I'm talking about good pasta, the good kind, not like that Walmart shit that comes in a
$1.
fucking box.
Yeah, pasta
No.
is one of those things, like, I live with 2 roommates, so one of them is really good at cooking. Like, the only pasta I feel like I can eat is his.
Why?
Literally,
wrong?
like, everything. I mean, not because it's like, he makes it spicy, but it's not like it's nothing that makes me kind of skeptical. I don't know if it's because of, like, the homemade kind of touch on it. But, yeah, that's the only way I can have that pasta. But,
Hey, man, you're bringing some static with your phone.
yeah, but, yeah, besides
Yeah,
meats and whatnot.
George hates pasta, so.
This is so good. Oh, my God, this tamale. Where's it from again? I'm sorry, I'm so stupid.
It's on Diversey near the 90 ramp on Diversey. It's literally just called Ecuador Restaurant, I believe.
What is it called?
Ecuador Restaurant. I believe that's,
Ecuador
Yeah,
Restaurant?
literally, I feel that's what it is. But that's really good. I've gone there a few times too.
Folks, you definitely want to try this out. I'm
Yeah.
trying out their tamale right now. It's their tamale, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, man, this is good. That's a big one.
So you said your favorite type of food, like, what is your favorite? It's obviously not Italian if you don't like pasta.
I mean, no disrespect to Italian. I just feel like it's just
Plain?
not plain. Hype maybe sounds like a bad word, but I don't know. It's just. Well, I don't want to sound like I'm being disrespectful, but
No, go ahead.
It's
a little
okay.
overrated on my part, I feel. But I mean, like, if somebody were to tell me to try some sort of pasta or anything like that, I'd be open to try it. But I'd say probably is my least favorite. But like,
Yeah, you don't
most
go to a
favorite is
restaurant and
hard,
ask for it, yeah.
The most hard is like the most favorite. I mean, probably would have had more than normal is actually this Ecuadorian food I really do like. And Southeast Asian food is actually really good too. Especially, I wish I could try more of the fruits though. But I mean, that's kind of stuff you would only be able to find frozen here.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they actually have. I mean, you guys might be familiar with this fruit. It's called durian.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been lucky to have that, and I mean, I know a lot of people hate it. I mean, like this because of the smell and whatnot.
The smell, yeah.
But it is so good. I
Alright.
do
Oh,
not
yeah?
understand, like.
Yeah, that stuff doesn't throw me off, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of foods that smell bad, like.
But taste good, you
Yeah,
know?
like menudo, dude. Have you had your
Oh man, I love
Dude,
that.
oh my
Yeah.
God, dude, menudo's delicious. It's perfect for a hangover. If you guys haven't had it, go to your
Totally.
nearest Mexican restaurant. Find, and they usually only do it on the weekends,
Yeah.
guy, for that reason, because it's a hangover food.
Yeah.
But growing up, I remember if my mom was making menudo, fuck, it smelled bad. Like the first process when they're finally
Yeah.
getting it boiled, I'm like, fuck, it smells like ass. But at the end of the day, you're gonna be eating some good ass menudo.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Or
man.
heavy oregano on it.
Yes, sir.
Heavy
Yes, sir.
oregano. But yeah, I mean, there's those foods that kind of just smell, but like when you eat them, they start to taste good. I mean, like with that fruit, for instance, I know they make. If I don't know how far Westmont is from here, I know there's like an international mall there. They have like 4 different restaurants there. Like I was surprised when I saw like the smoothies because it's funny because I went with my little sister. She's like 11 years old, and like I was really surprised like when I took her there. What she wanted to order is like oh I wanted like a seafood soup that has like shrimp, squid, mussels, everything. I'm like, okay, I like this,
Nice.
Yeah,
It's for an 11-year-old?
Yeah, and I'm proud of her. I got it. It's like, I mean, obviously, the soups aren't, relatively cheap, but like for her, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm glad she's doing this instead of like orange chicken or something like that. So we got that. The same thing too is like when I saw when we're gonna get drinks or whatnot. She got she got a smoothie and like she wanted to try like the boba. I guess the yeah. She liked that too.
What kind of smoothies do you like from there?
There I was actually surprised that I found a durian smoothie there, and that's like,
oh yeah,
that's like the first thing I get is like I'm getting that, and like she tried it too. I mean I don't think she liked it, but I mean she's willing to like try it. She won't like spit it out or anything like that. But yeah.
Have you ever tried the taro smoothie?
Yes, the taro smoothie. I was recommended that by my classmate.
That's my favorite, dude.
I love that.
The taro one's really good.
You know, one time because I ate what you didn't like.
Oh, okay.
The olive. Careful, Mom.
You guys want to eat too, man? Go right ahead.
Yeah.
Snack down here. It's some hot sauce here.
I always put my family on like some exotic shit, Asian foods and all that. And I remember one time I took them to eat, and I'm like, "Look, guys, check this out. This is a taro smoothie." And everybody was like, "What's that?" And I gave them a sip. Everybody at the fucking table, and you're talking about party of 8, party of 12. They all want a taro smoothie with boba in it. Oh my god, dude. It's the best. This tamale's fucking good, isn't it? It's got good garlic flavor.
I like that it has raisins in it.
Yeah, I think Georgia Jr. He's smelling it.
Uh-oh, somebody's hungry.
He's like, man, that smells good. I'm gonna get heartburn, but
just tell me you got your teeth already. You can eat it.
Yeah, man. I love trying all kinds of food, man. But taro, man, definitely is one of my places. Have you ever taken your sister to Chinatown before?
We have. I took my family there for the first time because they never had hot pot before.
There we go.
I took them to the Little Lamb place. I like that place. It's really good, and yeah, I mean she liked it there. I think my mom was the one that was just like going on and on.
Same with my mom, dude.
Yeah, she loved it.
Yeah, dude, I took her for the first time. And I was like, where are we gonna eat? I'm like, I want to take you guys to Chinatown. I want to take you guys somewhere good. But see, what I do is a lot of people out there they do what's called bar hopping. All right, I'm a fucking foodie, dude. Yeah. I go restaurant hopping. I shit you not, Jose. I'll go to Chinatown, dude.
And one restaurant will not do it.
Yeah, well, one restaurant will go in and we're like, we kind of notice, look around what everybody else is ordering. And we're like, you know what, we'll have some of this. We're going to have some, some steamed dumplings.
Yeah. I like those, I forgot the name of those, the soupy dumplings.
Yeah, the little
wonton soup, right?
No, remember the dumplings that come in that little steam pouch and have the soup inside of them?
Soupy ones. I went to this, I went 2 weeks ago, across the street from Joey's.
Yeah,
there's
right
that one place, I went there, and they're cheap too. Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the soup ones, the lamb ones are so good.
And you know how they get them inside that dumpling, dude?
All
right, you know when your mom used to make chicken caldo at home and it got put away in the fridge, how it turns into like a jelly?
Yeah.
Sometimes, or menudo, how like the whole soup turns into a jelly, the broth turns into a jelly. So what they do is they make sure that the soup is gonna be into a jelly form.
Yeah.
So what they do is when it's cold, then it's when they wrap it into a dumpling, they wrap it up. And it's a jelly, so it's a firm, so they get to close it up. And then they put them into those little canastas, little, net things or whatever, and they steam them. So when they steam them, it cooks the inside soup into becoming liquid again, and the outside dumpling becomes cooked as well. So when you get them, there's soup on the inside. That's how they get to do it. But that exact spot that you went to, it's one of my favorite spots to go to, man. I'm in love with that spot, dude. I'm in love with it. They actually have pretty good sushi there, too, as well. Their sushi chef does really good. But the main thing we go in there is for those dumplings, those soup dumplings. The soup dumplings.
This makes me just want to go back. So.
Yeah. But, the hot pots, my mom was going crazy.
Oh, I love that. That is so good.
We got to go again. Take little Georgie. He hasn't been there yet. Has Zelda been there?
This is lechon right here. Oh, man. Folks, this is fucking good.
What do they... Mo, do you know the name, like, when Asians eat on webcams? It's called, like, a mukbang or something.
I'm not sure.
It's like where people just watch...
He's like, Mo, I thought you'd be weird.
I thought you would know it. It's mostly popular in Korea, where they literally will just eat on camera.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was
That's what I feel like we're doing right now. We're just eating on mics.
Guys, this is so fucking delicious. I'm having, it's called the jibarito, right?
Yeah. The lechon jibarito.
Yeah. So basically, the outside is made out of a mashed.
It's like I think it's fried plantain. It's plantain.
It's a plantain, They basically turn the plantain into like a bun, guys. They flatten it out into a bun. Then on the inside, they add a little bit of mayo. They add pork, almost like carnitas. If you're Mexican, more familiar with that. It's like carnitas.
More related, yeah.
Yeah, delicious. What part of Mexico are you from, by the way?
I was born in the city, but my mom's from Guanajuato and my dad's from Guadalajara.
Oh, okay. I'm from DF.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm from DF, guys. It's Mexico City. One of the roughest fucking spots in Mexico, in all honesty. Probably not anymore due to cartels. Cartels are fucking taking over like Tamaulipas and all kinds of other spots, but you guys hear all the slopping?
Yeah, like that's why I'm laughing. I'm like,
enjoy the slopping. Oh, that's fine. We'll make a special episode. Folks, we're going to let you guys know this right now. This is one of the first episodes we're actually going a little bit over an hour. We're at an hour, 10 minutes right now.
Oh, I wasn't even keeping track of that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's all good.
It
feels like just like half an hour.
It
Yeah.
just felt like half an hour. I'm telling you, it's quick. Man,
that's
folks.
right. Hey, if you're hearing this and you want to be a guest, it's not. Look how fast. Everyone always says that. It didn't feel that long.
It didn't feel that long, yeah.
Mm-mm.
Which sucks, man, because you got to keep like that consistency of how long each episode is, how often you're uploading. But I don't think there's anything wrong with going a little bit over time here and there. There's nothing wrong. It doesn't make us inconsistent. It just makes us, if anything, overachievers.
Yeah, like I don't.
Oh man, you said the sauce is hot, right?
Yeah, that was the hot. These gay ones aren't really.
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness, this is so good.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, delicious.
Yeah, I was so happy when I finally was able to move back to the city.
Oh man, I've only lived in the city when I was a kid. Never went back. If I didn't have kids, I always tell Leslie, I'm like, hey, I mean, I make a pretty reasonable income, dude. So, I mean, we'd be in like a nice-ass skyrise in Chicago.
But I don't know if I'd be a city girl. I'm very
I couldn't either.
quiet.
You know what the conversation we had on the way over here? I want to buy a horse.
Oh, yeah. He's telling me the government is selling $1 wild horses. And I'm like, those are wild horses. I do not want to mess with those. He's like, but they could be trained.
They can be broken.
Oh, no. Because I've seen, like, even domesticated horses throwing people off, broken hips. They're done forever.
That's because those people are disrespectful and the horse is like, fuck out of here.
No. And a wild horse is going to bite you. It's going to... No, we're not buying no $1 government wild horse.
No,
Man, this
horse
is
going to be on that Red Dead Redemption 2 shit.
I think I would buy the game.
I love it, folks. Dang, what just popped up over there?
I told you that's what I saw, and I messaged George, what is this? And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
A girl sending George a booty pic on Facebook right now.
It was a Google thing.
It's an ad.
It's an ad.
Into butt stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, that's an ad?
Hey, I'm not into butt stuff. Wait a minute, yeah, that was me.
Yeah. I asked George, what is this?
No, I don't know what that is. No, I really don't know what
Everyone
it
here
is.
is a witness. Everybody here.
But you guys see that it's spam though, right? It's a spam ad.
Yeah.
Everyone, no, they're just saying, yeah, they didn't even look.
I saw it.
It's a spam ad. It's from Google. It's like Google spam ad.
Interesting.
Girl, I ain't talking
They were
to
trying
nobody.
to give us a free iPhone earlier.
What are they? Hey, get on that, man.
Grab that iPhone and
Yeah.
run.
And I love that joke where like people will post something that's like it's so fucking fake, and people will post like this is faker than Pornhub telling you there's local bitches looking to fuck. It's like this is fake as hell. Man, you know what? This needs to be microwaved. This needs to be microwaved. In a bit, do you think you can take this over to the cafeteria and microwave it for like maybe like 30,
Oh, I
40
forgot we
seconds?
had one here. Nice.
Yeah, we're in a fucking office.
Yeah.
Man, this is good. Hang on, what kind is in this one?
That's a steak.
That's steak. I gotta try this. Dude, the pork one's delicious. He's Muslim, so he can't eat pork.
Okay, well this one's steak. Yeah, that one. This has pork in it, so that won't be.
That's what's in there?
This pork, cheese, and plantain.
I'm gonna
okay.
try that. Yeah. Mo, you've eaten pork before, right?
Don't push it. What? That is not okay.
One time I had him.
No,
You remember the day I made you help me paint my room back when we were kids, dude? I And I'm like, you know what, Mo, I got you on the lunch. And he's like, yeah. And dude, I like an asshole. I was not being a good friend that day. I forgot that he was Muslim and he didn't eat pork. I mean, it's not just ideal. It's his stomach did not grow up being used to eating pork. It's just biologically not there for him.
Yeah.
And I go to the taqueria and I bring al pastor tacos back. Like a dick. Nothing. And he's like, hey, George, what is this? And when he said, what is this? It clicked in my head. He doesn't eat pork. So I'm like,
Damn.
it's marinated steak. And he's like, oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't pork. Oh, yeah, no, it's not pork. But in my head, and I know some of you guys are going to fucking get mad, but in my head, I'm like, well, let's find out if this is all bullshit or not. 'Cause I'm about to have this Muslim dude eat pork. And what happens? Not even 5 minutes went past, and I hear stomach. And he's like, George, I don't feel so good. I'm like, oh man. I'm like, you know what? I think this is pork. And he's like, yeah, this is pork, dude. I knew it from the moment I tasted it. And I was like, shit.
But I kept going.
Dude, he ate the whole fucking taco. That's his fault. At that point, he sealed the deal.
So if anybody in my family has been listening to this episode, they're officially off board.
Oh no.
We lost them now.
Oh no.
I think I might be disowned.
No, man. Thank you, Bruce, so much, dude.
I gotta text the fam now.
Oh no.
There you go.
Look, you outed him.
There you go. It's all right.
No, it's fine.
It's all right.
Yeah, but that was a dick move. Yeah, he told me that story. He said, I'm sorry, Mo.
I love that there's sauteed onions in this too. It's like the best way to have onions. So
I
good.
agree with that.
And cheese.
Man, this is good. That's the best thing about living in Chicago, huh? You get that big variety of all kinds of ethnic foods. Amazing, dude.
And do Mexicans eat this a lot? Because my dad would always eat this. So I don't know if
No,
it's a
but-
Cuban.
Plantains, I
say-
really
say-
don't see much.
Yeah, no, Mexicans, no. This is more of like islanders, like Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans.
Because my dad would make stuff like this all the time. So
Yeah,
so I don't know if it was like from my mom's Mexican or my dad's Cuban.
no, it's your dad's Cuban side. That's definitely your dad's Cuban side. Us Mexicans, we don't really do that too much.
Okay. I would have a mixture of those foods, so. Have you ever had paparellas?
I'm sorry?
Ever heard of paparellas?
Papadrayanas? Yes.
Yeah. My dad would make them all the time.
She makes some pretty good ones.
Okay.
I haven't mastered it yet. I'm getting close. It's
okay.
a hard thing.
That's why I said pretty good. I never said damn. They're damn good.
No.
They're pretty good.
It's like a 4-hour thing to make them, so
Yeah, man, it's crazy how much.
I have to like plan my whole day around making them. But they're pretty good. They're Cuban. Well, at least I think. That's my dad. So they're Cuban to me.
Papadrayanas?
Yeah. But I also heard like Puerto Ricans have their own version.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah.
I make a fire cup of ice water.
So
About it.
Perfect temperature.
And I don't know if you know, but I actually have Crohn's.
Oh, really?
I have Crohn's disease.
Damn.
I'm also allergic to pineapple. Oh, I hate the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
I'm like a fucking honey badger, dude. Have you guys seen honey badgers? Yeah, I'm like a fucking honey badger, bro.
They look like they die and come back to life. Videos like I don't know, something on Netflix I was watching about like most dangerous animals or something like
Yeah.
that. I saw honey badger. It get poisoned and whatnot or something. It lie down like it's dead and like a day later or something. It'll come
Yeah,
back.
they work it off like a Mexican works
Yeah.
off a hangover.
That's exactly what it reminded me when you said it.
Yeah, dude.
We're talking cobra bites.
Yeah, cobra bites. They sneak into like big ass hornet's nest or bee's nest to eat the honey, and these motherfuckers will like just get bombarded by bees, and the bees like eventually are like, yeah, this fucker's dead. They leave. This guy like a day later wakes up like, oh man, that's some good ass honey. They fucked me up, but it was some good ass honey. Well, that's how I am, dude.
And our daughter.
My throat will swell up from the pineapple.
Oh man.
It'll start to swell up. It kind of becomes difficult to swallow, but I'm like, fuck you.
I think that's the
I'm
point.
Yeah,
I
it's
continue.
wild.
No, but here's the thing though. When I was a kid, it did used to swell up really bad, and my tongue. But here's the thing. I've eaten this so much over the years, despite me knowing that I'm allergic to it. like the swelling in the throat isn't as bad anymore. It just feels a little bit raw. My tongue doesn't swell up as bad. So it's almost like I've built a tolerance on top of my intolerance. The one thing that I really do not see myself at all getting better with is any kind of milk or lactose.
Yeah, but that's different.
I react, and you know what? That's my punishment for making a Muslim dude eat pork. because
fucking lactose intolerant.
Yeah. Because look, I will literally drink a glass of milk, dude, and just the way his stomach reacted, like within like 2 minutes of eating that pork, that's how mine does with milk.
I've witnessed it. It would be like a minute after drinking a smooth or a milkshake.
Milkshake, yeah. Like.
And I heard it, and I was like, dude, you don't even get a 5-minute break.
No,
what?
Not at all. Not at all.
No.
It's full destruction, man. I mean, it's crazy, man. Like well, we're not gonna talk about that while we're over here eating. We'll save that for another episode.
No, we're gonna stop that right there.
Pulling Bobby Lee's out.
That's one thing I am thankful for, that no food allergies. I don't know how I would be able to live.
Yeah, right.
Like
I don't have any.
I know people who are like allergic to shellfish, but like they love crab, they love shrimp, but it's like they just can't eat it. It's that's so sad.
Well, my son actually, he's the one. My kids, I don't push them to do that because my son is allergic to shellfish.
No, his oldest daughter is allergic to pineapple as well.
No, but she needs to fight through that.
Yeah, he's like, no, you need to eat it.
But shellfish and peanuts,
swallow.
shellfish and peanuts, that you're talking life and death there.
No, he had a really bad
You
reaction.
guys don't need to contact, what is it? Child Protective Services. My kids are fine. They're living good lives.
No, we don't make him eat shellfish. That one's a little bit more of
now.
extreme reaction.
Yeah, this little guy over here, he's on a paleo diet. Nah, he's on a straight titty diet.
Yeah.
He's like,
Well, he smiled a little
He
bit.
smiled
He
at-
said, yeah.
he's like, I'm George Jr. and I approve this message.
No, but a little fun fact about breast milk, that whatever I eat, the baby tastes it. So they end up kind of getting us used to whatever I'm eating, so they get used to my cooking. So when they get older and they actually eat my food, they don't really feel picky.
Hey, speaking of, I'm sorry. Do Muslims do the same thing that Jewish people do, where they can't have meat and cheese on the same day?
No.
No? Okay. You know Jewish people have that, right?
What?
Go.
Yeah, you can't eat cheese and meat on the same day. So
Like
if you,
every single day?
Yeah. It's either that day you either choose I'm eating cheese that day or I'm going to be eating meats. You can't have both.
And do you know why?
It's just part of their thing, babe. I mean, there's a lot of fringe shit that the Jewish people have, like fucking through a hole of a sheet. You guys know about that one? Do you guys know that one? That's pretty crazy.
What?
All right. So there's this Jewish thing, right? And for the longest time, people were like, well, why? It's literally written in their scripture. So basically, where it roots from was if, let's say, my brother couldn't have babies. Like, let's say my brother's wife was like, she can't have babies, right? What I would do is I would offer my wife because she can have babies. All right.
What?
Now you're talking about ancient times.
Oh.
All right. All right.
No plans anytime
Yeah.
soon.
So what my brother would do is he'd cover himself with a sheet, like a ghost, like peekaboo, peekaboo, y'all. And they
No way.
cut a hole into it. All right. They cut a hole into it. He puts his dick through there, and that's where he would fuck you. So basically, it's not supposed to be anything sexual. It's just
Like, I don't see him.
yeah, it's just like I'm supposed to be. But here's the thing, is that there's still fringe Jewish communities in like Jersey and all that where people have like literally said like, what the fuck? Like, these are hardcore Jews, Orthodox. And, they still dry their clothes on like clotheslines and all that stuff, like in Jersey and all that stuff. And you still see Jewish people hanging up sheets with holes in them. So maybe it's not just like, I'm going to let my brother do this. It's more of like a kink, like, I'm going to fuck my wife through the hole of my sheet. It's crazy. But it's a thing. No cheese and meat on the same day, and you got to fuck your wife through a hole in the
where
sheet.
did this stem from?
Where did this segue from? Hey, man, every culture has some crazy shit. I mean, look at Mexican culture. The Aztecs, we were killing each other just like on the fly, like, hey, we didn't get enough rain this week. Hey, let's sacrifice Pablo. And Pablo would be like, yeah, fuck it. The whole city's got to survive. The
The
city's got
Vikings
to
used to
survive.
do that too, though.
Yeah, Vikings used to do that. Yeah.
And they were hardcore about it. They were like, okay.
Another thing, did you guys hear about Mongolians? Majority of the world's population has Mongolian genetics. Like we all at some point are connected to Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy, dude? It's crazy.
Nice.
It's fucking crazy. No, but if you go to parts of Mexico, there's people who are like Asian as hell looking.
Yeah.
That's what my mom
Asian as
tells
hell.
me, because
Yeah.
you know my eyes.
Yeah.
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 There's actually a group of them. It's like they have like you can usually tell because of a spot on their back. It's just genetic. They're supposed to be like the more, like the older the people who came over the land bridge and settled. In
Gotcha.
Mexico before the conquistadors came and everything.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Well, we're all like, you can't hate on anybody because at the end of the day, dude, you don't know what your genetics.
You'll be surprised.
Yeah. Like, did you guys see that guy at fucking in the Wrigleyville? Yeah, like Specs.
Oh yeah.
Beaner. Like, bro, you look bicep as fuck. I'm whiter than you, bro. I'm whiter than you, bro. And he was yelling this shit. Don't fucking record me. I mean,
I think the next day, like they were able to identify one through like LinkedIn and
yeah,
one through,
dude.
like,
I said, you know what I suggest?
One of them was Muslim.
Yeah.
and
But
one was like I think maybe like Italian or something too. I
some
can't
shit,
remember,
yeah. I mean, dude, seriously, I recommend you go to go online, go to 23andme.com, get yourself a fucking genetic test, because you have some kind of Mexican inside. You have some kind of shit we all do, bro.
I want to find out.
He was yelling, Speck! Boehner!
Bro, you got to go buy yourself a pack then.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, dude. Like, if you see my mother-in-law, she talks with, like, she talks English with it. Hang on.
Stop
She
it.
talks English with an accent. All right? She looks Mexican as hell.
She is Mexican.
Yeah, well, she's Mexican, but I'm saying she looks Mexican as hell. She looks paisa.
No.
And
No. Like my mom.
I'm just saying.
All right, so my mom is an angry person. She says things. I don't know if she means them. She's just.
She called me a
doesn't-
spick, bro.
Yeah.
In front of her. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? She's like, yeah, you're a spick. I'm like, dude, this is before me and her were married. I'm like, this is my wife. She's like, nope, she's not your wife. You don't gotta be talking to me. I'm like, what's gonna happen when we do get married? And she like literally like, did the whole cross.
Which is super Mexican.
Which is super Mexican, right? And she's like, ay Dios mío, God forbid. And here we are married.
Yeah, and she's still the same way. So
And she's still the same way.
I told you that would happen though.
But it's one of those things like, where the fuck do you get off? I mean, don't get me wrong. I make a lot of paisa jokes. That's like
Everyone calls our daughter that.
That's like 80% of my material. I call my kids paisas.
My daughter,
All right,
the main.
I call my kids paisas. Like, it's just a thing. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? Asian people have it too, dude. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right? You know, you've heard people be like, oh, that dude, what a fucking paisa. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're talking about, and for all you guys who don't know, calling somebody a paisa, it's like somebody who's like super Mexican. Like, they have not yet, like, I guess, adjusted to the American life. They're like just really like blatantly Mexican. But Asians have the same thing. They're called fobs. Fresh off the boat.
Yeah.
Fresh off the boat. Asians do the same thing, and Asians have the same thing. They're like, dude, you're a fucking fob.
Yeah.
What a fob. Well, what? He's wearing sandals like this and that, or he's wearing this, or what the? Oh, he only showers once a week, because that's an Asian thing. And you can't blame them. They grew up their whole fucking life like they can't take showers every day like we do here in the U.S.
Yeah, I've been there.
We're fucking privileged once again, fuckers. All right, so they call them fobs. So it's just a thing. It doesn't mean like you fucking hate them, but I'm not going around calling people spics. Or,
No.
I mean, we are beaners. We do love beans. That's.
I don't condone my mother's behavior.
But yeah,
She's just.
I don't know. It's crazy, man. This world is crazy, man. Why do we hate? Why do we love?
Because they're different. I think that's people don't like
We're
different.
all fucking different,
Yeah, but
man.
people don't like that. They don't.
I guess. Man, folks, what are we on time here?
Maybe an hour and a half.
An hour and a half. Man,
It's the food and alcohol.
Man, our audio producer, a.k.a. my little brother Mario.
Sorry.
He's going to love this one. Thank you, bro, so much for all the help. And thank you, all the listeners out there who are actually starting to engage more. Thank you so much for sending in all your scary stories. Please send us some more stuff, man. We want to hear your stories. even if they have nothing to do with scariness, because we're almost out of the October month.
Yeah.
Send us your stories in. But I do want to make one announcement before we take off here. Do you guys remember episode 2? Do you guys remember episode 2?
I remember episode 2.
Oh, that's right.
We did a light leak.
Yeah.
On the Two Sushi Rolls page.
All right, here we go. Well, here's your full leak. We have a special guest that's coming here on the studio next weekend on October 13th. All right? And he just so happens to be the guy who we spoke about in a story with David Glover on episode 2. If you guys don't remember, he's the guy who got stabbed in the neck. He went gay.
And he left the wings, at least.
He left the wings, at least. He took it off the bum. All right?
Yes, that's him.
Well, we've gotten in contact with him. We're not going to release to you guys his identity yet, but he is a very special guest we're going to be having coming into the studio on the 13th to do a full episode.
Oh, man.
So if you guys haven't been keeping up with us, make sure you guys join us. Because we got a lot of crazy episodes for you guys. But definitely stay tuned. We're going to be revealing his identity the day we drop the episode. You guys won't know who this is until the day of the episode. He will be here filming on the 13th. We will let you guys know the day that it's going to be published. But it's going to be really fun. We're going to talk about, his life, what's changed. Does it still feel good?
I'm not gonna say anything.
No, go ahead.
No. We'll wait till.
And guys, I'm definitely not homophobic, dude. All right. I got a friend who's gay.
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that. No, but I'm definitely not, guys.
Playing that card.
Yeah, I'm playing that card. I got a friend who's black. He's sitting here in the room right now. I got a friend who's gay. All right. No. But seriously, guys, we're gonna have him come in. He's gonna have us explain a little bit about what's been going on in his life.
Maybe he can give a little bit more insight on his side of that story.
Yeah, maybe he'll tell us his side of the story on that. But in all reality, he can give you guys a little bit more detail on that story and how it all happened. Because at the end of the day, it's a fucking crazy story, man. It's a crazy story. It's a crazy legal battle. You're going to laugh. You're going to cry.
Man, I want to know the update on that.
You're going to be surprised he didn't sue us.
You're going to be surprised that he didn't sue us. Yeah, guys, so please stay tuned for that. We're definitely going to have him in the studio, like I said, October 13th. We'll let you guys know where we're going to, upload. As of right now, make sure, guys, that you guys go onto our social medias. Make sure you give us a like. Make sure you guys go to iTunes. Give us a 5-star review, man. That would really help out the show. It brings us to the top so that more people can find out about us. Make sure you guys interact. Follow our Twitter. Follow our Instagram. We've been our Instagram is our main thing, to be 100% honest with you.
And
even
Facebook.
More than Facebook, even. I feel we're a little bit more active on our Instagram, guys. So make sure you guys go on our Instagram. Share it, man.
Two Sushi Rolls.
Two Sushi Rolls Two Sushi Rolls podcast on Instagram. Two Sushi Rolls podcast on Facebook. Make sure you guys find us there. Now, it's been a blast, dude. We're gonna sit here and continue to eat, folks.
Yeah, we gotta start on the squid.
He's gonna open the squid.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
what I'm excited for.
Now, make sure you guys follow us on that. Make sure you guys go to our sponsors pages and make sure you guys give them a little bit of traffic. Make sure you guys let them know that Two Sushi Rolls podcast sent you. Thank you for joining us for all this drunk, foodie madness.
Out of nowhere politicalness.
A little bit awkward politicalness.
A little bit.
A little bit. It didn't go too bad. Guys in leggings and Uggs, roundhouse kicking bitches.
Pro-lifers.
Pro-lifers. Man, it's a crazy world we're living. And guess what? You got the front row seat. Well, Jose, thank you so much, man, for joining us, man. Thank you for coming all the way out here.
Man, for the cold beer, for being the invite, man. It was great. I'm very glad that you guys liked everything here. So.
Oh, we do, man. And like I said, man, we'll talk more off air about that whole Miami thing. I'd really love to take you on next year, dude.
Awesome, man.
You got to try it out, man. Cuban food. All right, guys. And as always, you have been listening to Two Sushi Rolls podcast. Make sure you guys join us next time. Bye.
Thank you.